It is December 2025 and the landscape of software development has shifted beneath our feet. We used to measure coding skill by how well you knew syntax, how fast you could type, and how intimately you understood the quirks of a compiler. But that era is ending. We are now firmly in the age of vibe coding. Replit has just released a massive game-changing update to their Agent 3. If the marketing is to be believed, this is the moment where the barrier to entry for building software effectively drops to zero. They have just hit a staggering $3 billion valuation. They have over 40 million users. With this latest update, they are making a very specific promise that you can build, deploy, and scale real applications without writing a single line of code yourself. But we have heard these promises before. We heard it with the first wave of GPT wrappers, and we heard it with the early no-code tools. So, is Replit Agent 3 actually a replacement for a human engineering team? Or is it just another impressive but ultimately limited toy? To find out, we have to strip away the hype and look at what is actually happening under the hood. If you haven't touched Replit in a while, you need to understand that this isn't just a browser-based code editor anymore. It has morphed into a complete cloud-based ecosystem. The core philosophy here is eliminating dependency hell. There is no local environment to set up. There is no "it works on my machine" because there is no machine. It's all in the cloud. And sitting at the center of this ecosystem is Agent 3. The headline feature here is autonomy. In previous versions of AI coding tools, you had to babysit the model. It would write a function, you would paste it in, it would break, and you would have to explain the error back to the AI. It was a game of ping pong that often took longer than just writing the code yourself. Agent 3 changes the physics of this interaction with a new 200-minute autonomous runtime. That is over 3 hours of continuous operation. You can literally give it a prompt like, build a SaaS dashboard, go to bed, and wake up to find it has spent the last 3 hours building, iterating, and polishing. But the real technical breakthrough, the thing that actually makes this work, is what Replit calls the reflection loop. Most AI tools are blind. They write code, but they can't see what happens when that code runs. Agent 3 is different. It doesn't just write the script, it executes it. It opens a virtual browser, looks at the application it just built, and checks if it actually works. If the database isn't syncing or a button is misaligned, the agent sees the error, reads the logs, formulates a hypothesis on how to fix it, applies the fix, and then tests it again. I put this to the test with a classic challenge, building a Reddit clone from scratch. I gave it a single, simple prompt, build me a simple Reddit clone. In under 5 minutes, the agent had scaffolded the entire file structure. It set up a PostgreSQL database. It built a front end with upvoting logic and a commenting system. It even handled user authentication. But here is the critical part. The first version it built was broken. The post wouldn't load. In a traditional workflow, that is where I would have to step in and start debugging. Instead, I just told the agent, I can't create a post and there's an error. That was it. I didn't send a screenshot. I didn't send logs. The agent went into its reflection loop. It investigated the backend, found a mismatch in the database schema, fixed the migration file, ran the update, and redeployed the app. It fixed its own mess without me understanding what the technical issue even was. That is the zero-to-app experience that people are getting excited about. Replit has also introduced AI integrations this month, which allows you to plug models like OpenAI, Claude, and Gemini directly into your projects without messing around with API keys or complex configurations. It's creating a world where the IDE isn't just a text editor, it's a command center for artificial intelligence. However, before you rush off to cancel your GitHub Copilot subscription, we need to have a very serious conversation about the economics of this platform. This is where the dream of vibe coding runs into the hard reality of your bank account. Replit's pricing is tricky. On the surface, the core plan looks standard at $25 a month. But unlike many competitors that offer flat rate pricing, Replit operates on a credit consumption model. Every minute that autonomous agent spends thinking, writing, and debugging, it is burning through your credits. Since they switched to effort-based pricing in June 2025, costs can become unpredictable.